Good morning. Hi, viewers, all of you. Synchronicity is the universe saying yes. And you will find that synchronicity goes through the roof the more you get in line with your own process. Oh, look at my lovely eyeglass cleaner. That kind of ruins our whole... There, that's better. Synchronicity is the universe saying yes. So as your synchronicities go up, good morning, then you become aware that you're in line. Yeah! Hi, everybody. Oh, it's cold outside. Damn it. Let me hold this here in case you want to screenshot it. When you start doing desire mapping or spiritual practice, or actually any kind of daily practice, you notice that, yeah, I just don't want to sit out and scope in it. I don't want to be that invigorated. You'll find that synchronicities just, your awareness of them just increases crazy. And that's why. You're on the right path. Synchronicity is showing you you're in the flow. In the flow of it all. So there you go. Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I went out earlier to check on the garden because I was afraid that some of our little seedlings, that it might have got too cold for them last night, but they look okay. I didn't see any frost. It can get cold, but if it gets frosty, then we're in trouble. So I've heard that tonight I need to cover the seedlings because it may frost. This whole gardening thing, I know it's supposed to be relaxing and that some people really find it relaxing. I find it a huge pain in the butt. I want the vegetables out of it, but every year we kind of struggle. We're kind of we're stupid. We're like stupid gardeners. We're not smart. It doesn't come naturally to us. We have to read about everything. The theories make sense, and yet we can't grow stuff. We'll see. We're going to give it one more year. I'm going to give it one more year, and then I'm done with this gardening crap. So, my name's Michelle Wolf. You can find me. Whoop. I know, it's really frustrating. It really makes me feel whiny this year. I'm like, this is like our 5th year of trying to learn this process. CaddyshackDesigns.com. I pick up things pretty easily a lot of times. So people will sometimes ask me, what can't you do? Well, I can't garden. I'm not good at it. It's a real struggle. I also can't play the harmonica. Good. And when we're done here, I'm going to come back and talk to you about seasonal allergies and these 4 oils together. My grandpa could put a stick in the dirt and it would grow. And I just really don't get it. There's a missing piece, right? You can read about theories all you want, but then when you go put them into practice, you find out that sometimes there's missing pieces that you either get it or you don't. Because we read the recipes and we follow the recipes and we still don't have any green beans. Let's read about the Tao. I guess my grandfather could grow. He could grow anything. So let's read about heaven's lead. Let's let heaven's lead be in control. Some kind of fungus. Yeah, I struggle with bugs. Just in general. I struggle with bugs in the garden. I think our soil has been wrong. So this year we're using only bagged soil and bagged compost in raised beds. Because we're going to give it one more go and then we're done. Hi, Catherine. So heaven's lead. Oh, I like this one. This is on 68. You guys, we're on 68. Oh my God, we're almost done. Oh. Okay. The best captain doesn't rush in front. The fiercest fighter doesn't bluster. Oh, that is weird. Oh, I've had that happen several times lately where I got on a replay or got on a live one and couldn't comment and couldn't see any of the comments. All right, let me do that. Let me start over. Heaven's lead. The best captain doesn't rush in front. The fiercest fighter doesn't bluster. The big winner isn't competing. The best boss takes a low footing. This is the power of non-competition. This is the right use of ability. To follow heaven's lead has always been the best way. Oh, I really like this one a lot. You can tell who the most insecure people are in a crowd by who's telling you about themselves the loudest. I this and I that, and my accomplishments this and my accomplishments that. There's nothing wrong with appropriate taking of credit and appropriate selling of success. But you know what they're talking about here. The blustery people who are always like elbowing everybody out of the way. The ones who are shouting the loudest. The ones who are saying, I'm the best in such a loud tone that you know they absolutely don't even believe what they're saying. Oh, that kind of sounds like Donald Trump. Hi, Linda. The best captain doesn't rush in front. The fiercest fighter doesn't bluster. The big winner isn't competing. The best boss takes a low footing. This is the power of non-competition, and this is the right use of ability. To follow heaven's lead has always been the best way. Perfect. I was always told, and I never competed in karate or anything, and I practiced Tai Chi, but I never did karate. But I heard that the higher up you get and the closer you get to a black belt, the quieter you need to become, and the less likely it is that you will enter into a fight because you will do everything in your power to avoid fighting. So you hear a lot of like yellow belts and orange belts, and they're all excited about fighting. And then you, as you grow in a true karate program where you're doing the spiritual part of it too, you come to understand that a physical fight should be your last resort at all times. You should always try peaceful conflict resolution before that. Fighting should be the last option. And too often our little egos like to go straight for fighting as being the only option and our favorite option. We like a good fight, some of us. Not me. I don't like to fight. Angela, if you're still here, I'm a 9. I don't like conflict. I'll do it if I have to. If you back me in a corner, I'll do it. And if I have to get that way, I will. But really will try everything under the sun to avoid fighting. That's the website, CaddyshackDesigns.com. Let's see what Stephen Mitchell has to say about that. Let's see. Okay. The best athlete wants his opponent at his best. The best general enters the mind of his enemy. The best businessman serves the communal good. The best leader follows the will of the people. All of them embody the virtue of non-competition. Not that they don't love to compete, but they do it in the spirit of play. In this, they are like children and in harmony with the Tao. So there's nothing wrong with competition. But it's your intention, right? Everything's intention. So if your intention is to crush your opponent or to shame them or to put your foot on their neck, that's way different than competing because it's fun to test your limits and it's fun to push yourself in. It's fun to see how your competitor can push you beyond your own boundaries. To me, that's the heart of healthy competition. Like if someone's being successful in an area and I want to experience that, following their lead and kind of stretching to see if I can go past that is a stretching of myself with them as a motivation. That's entirely different. That's building strength and skill. That's not, I want to succeed because I want to crush you. It's, I want to succeed because I want to crush my own limits. I want to crush my own self-imposed boundaries. I want to go beyond those. And I can use competition, healthy competition with you to do that, to grow in myself. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Compete for your own development. And use jealousy as an indicator of where you are ready to grow. Use jealousy as the sign that that's something you want. You can sometimes know what you really want if you look for areas where you're jealous of other people. Does that make sense? So if I'm jealous of people who have money, that lets me know I would like that as well. I need to work on that too. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with competition. Competition to crush your opponent is bad. Competition to crush your own limits is good. Yeah, that's very great. Your son was really cute on your scope the other day too. Let's see what Byron Katie has to say. I think it's adorable that he wanted to help on your Periscope. So, 68 with Byron Katie, she says, I follow the way of it, which is always revealed in the moment. It's God's will and it's always crystal clear. When you no longer have a will of your own, there is no time and space. It all becomes flow. You don't decide. You flow from one happening to the next, and everything is decided for you. Oh, that's the saddest thing ever. That's terrible. Yeah. Sports is working can wait. Sports is a minefield of teaching opportunities and opportunities to build your kids up or to crush them entirely. So, yeah. It's important to be clear on your intentions with your kids and sports and all of that. Everything is decided for you. So for the 10 years before February 1986, I was depressed. For the last 2 of those 10 years, so deeply depressed I could barely leave my bedroom. Every day I longed to die. I used to go for weeks at a time without brushing my teeth, because every time I thought of brushing my teeth, a belief would arise, what's the use? It all adds up to nothing anyway. I was a dead woman, and why bother brushing your teeth when you're already dead? But after my mind became clear, if I was in bed and heard the voice say, brush your teeth, I would follow that and nothing could stop me. I would get out of bed. I would fall out of bed if I had to. I would crawl on my belly to the bathroom, put toothpaste on the toothbrush, and brush my damn teeth. I didn't care about cavities. I cared about one thing, honoring the truth inside me. Do you want to have an epiphany? Do you want to stand in front of the burning bush? Here's my burning bush. Brush your teeth. To respect the way of it is to follow simple directions. If you have the thought that the dishes need washing, wash them. That's heaven. Hell is asking why. Hell is, I'll do it later. I don't have to. It's not my turn. It's not fair. Someone else should do it. And on and on and on. 10,000 thoughts a minute. Yeah, if it comes to you to do something, just do it. Yeah, definitely. Household chores is another minefield, right? All the unquestioned thoughts about that action are how you hurt yourself. Doing what's next without a mental argument is devotion to God. And she means God in the energy of all that is not some old man sitting in the sky ready, waiting to thump you on the head. It's a wonderful thing to just listen and obey, to listen and do. If you follow the voice, you eventually realize there's not even a voice. There is no voice. There's only movement. You are the movement, and you just watch it do itself. What comes next is not your business. You just move, and you undo every judgment you have about that. If it hurts, undo it. It's April, and I'm on book tour in Washington, D.C. A month ago, my doctor told me I have osteoporosis and I need to walk more. More exercise, more calcium, a weekly pill, or my bones will crumble. I love his opinion. It amuses me, and I'm glad to follow his directions. When Stephen and I and our friend Adam arrive at the hotel, we're told our rooms won't be ready until 3. It's noon, and there are 3 hours to go. Obviously, now is the time to walk. We walk near the Jefferson Memorial. Cherry blossoms are everywhere in full bloom. We had no idea about cherry blossoms until suddenly they were there in all their glory. Obviously, the master plan was for us to see the blossoms. My doctor's plan was for me to walk. The hotel's plan was to keep us from the rooms until they were cleaned. We could have gone through this experience with stories about how tired we were after 5 weeks of traveling, how much we needed to rest, how inconsiderate of the hotel, what poor planning on the publicist's part, etc. But if our room had been ready... Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. But if our room had been ready, we would have missed the cherry blossoms. The way is clear, but only when the mind is clear. When you do a lot of traveling, you really learn to follow those subtle voices and those subtle impulses. Even yesterday, Sarah got home earlier, like 3 hours earlier than I expected her, which was awesome. And I still puttered around and picked at details and did things. And I knew I was delaying leaving, and I wasn't sure why, but I've learned not to question that. So then I was on the highway on the way home, and I passed literally probably 15 people parked on the shoulder changing flat tires. Someone had spilled metal parts all over the highway, probably quite a bit before I got there. But there was metal crap all over the road, and it had punctured about 15 people's tires. There was still a pretty good bit of it, but it was, I could drive around it. So always pay attention. Hey, Alexa. Always pay attention when, at any point in your life, when you're delaying leaving or you find yourself, somebody else has imposed a delay on you. Don't worry about it. Just roll with it. I mean, it sounds cliche to say go with the flow of it, but when I've traveled a lot, I've really learned that that internal sense of delay is usually a good reason. And when someone else has delayed me, it's usually turned out to be the right thing. So let's see what else. Alexa, we're reading this book. So if our room had been ready, we would have missed the cherry blossoms. Fast forward to September. Ross's dog, Oakley, has jumped into the canal in front of my house. The French doors have been left open. Oh, cool! Sometimes the notifications are delayed. It's the weirdest thing. I'm usually on around 9:30 Eastern. You get very impatient when someone makes you wait. Yeah. And usually you're being delayed for good reason. Yeah. It takes practice, I think. It takes a lot of practice. So the French doors have been left open, and this big, simple-hearted golden retriever bolts through the doors, leaps the fence, plunges into the water in hot pursuit of ducks. The ducks don't seem to be too concerned. They look over to see who is making such a commotion, then paddle off. The next day I see Oakley's muddy paw prints across... Hi, Bernice. Yeah, across the otherwise spotless floors, and my heart melts. As I clean the floors, I love that I experience for this animal is huge. I know what the prints are for. Yeah. They connect me to my granddog and to my son and to the lightheartedness of the animal world, and I love that I am that. The unquestioned mind might see the paw prints and get upset. Thoughts might attack the dog, attack my son for his lack of discipline, attack myself for not seeing the open door sooner. There are thousands of combinations the mind might use to attack the apparent other in its quest to maintain body identification. But the question mind sees no opposition. It delights in everything life. I miss you too. You can watch replays if you want. Okay. Generally 9:30 Eastern Time, around in there between 9:30 and 10. Typically. Some days it changes, but nice to have you drop in anyway. Hi, Tanya. Okay. Oh, darn it. It's weird today. It's been really weird today. I don't mind the cat litter boxes. I really don't, because I get so much pleasure out of their presence that cleaning up after them doesn't, I would rather not have litter boxes in my house, but if the price of having cats is having to deal with litter boxes, the trade-off is more than worth it to me. Having cat hair all over the place doesn't bother me. It bothers my husband because I don't think he gets quite as much reward out of the cats as I do. So those things don't bug me at all. But if I had a story about that, like my dad had a thing about hair, about dog hair and cat hair, and he would just freak out about it. So he had some kind of story about hair, and it cost him a full experience of the joy of what left the hair behind. You know? Like if you're stuck on the hair a dog produces, you miss out on all the incredible love that a dog provides. And the cost of that is dog hair. Okay. So your stories not only complicate your life, they prevent you from having a much deeper experience. So, yeah. The mind, the questioned mind, the clear mind, delights in everything life brings, messy or clean. My 3-year-old twin granddaughters, Hannah and Kelsey, open the kitchen cupboard and pull out the most marvelous treasures, pots and pans and spoons, and the internal portion of a coffee press. Days later, I notice that the coffee press is still out. I love that they have left a piece of their curiosity and freedom behind. My house is simply decorated. There's nothing extra, and now the coffee press. I love what it adds. You never know who your interior decorators are until they appear. The girls, my twin granddaughters, took the crayons and colored on all the glass in the French doors over by their play area. So there's like little baby scribbles all over the glass panes. You know, French doors are little sections of glass. And I haven't pointed it out, and I haven't cleaned it because I think it's adorable. I'm just going to leave it there. Somebody will notice eventually and clean it. Me too. I do too. I just don't care about it because of what I get in exchange. This morning I had the thought to shower, and I noticed that I stayed with the email. I find that fascinating. Shower is a wonderful idea. Will it move to that or not? It's exciting to wait and watch and allow life to move at its own pace as it continues to do what it does. For no reason, when a few dozen emails are answered, the body rises. Where is it going? I missed a comment. I think it's going to the shower. Yeah, I do too. But there's no way to know until it's standing there in the shower stall turning the knob. And until the water comes out, there's no way to know if a shower will happen. As the water pours over my body, the thought arises, what a wonderful idea. Hi, Roseanne. That's true too, right? Have you gotten in the shower and then you turn it on and there's no water and you're like, what the fuck? Me either. Me either, Betty. Now, when these pets have gone their way, I plan to take a break from animals because I've taken care of animals my whole life. and I want a little break. But I can't imagine not having them. A temporary break sounds good sometimes, though. And I would like my cats to get along better, but they don't at the moment. So, yeah. Using competition as competition with yourself and a way to break through your own boundaries. Not making assumptions. Yeah. Not making assumptions, staying in line with, questioning your stories. You'll hear your stories, the more you question them, the more loudly you'll hear them, chattering away in your head and preventing you from having a full experience of life or whatever it is that you're doing. You're denied the full depth of your experience when a story is in between you and what wants to happen. So Martha Beck says to ask, what wants to happen here as a starting point for projects? What wants to happen here? And go with that, even if it doesn't make sense. And it can challenge your stories and kick all that stuff up. And then you have a chance to question it. We had puppies. I didn't mind cleaning up after them, but oh yeah, I do too. Not making assumptions is huge. Yeah. You have to follow your own. That's the only way to make sure when you do the right thing, let me stop babbling here and make a sentence. When you do the right thing for yourself, you are doing the right thing for everybody else, even if it doesn't look like it on the surface. There's been many times where I published a blog post and there were critical comments and supportive comments. Let me just recommend, if you're sensitive to critical comments, don't put your work on Reddit. Because Reddit seems to bring out the worst in people. But I had to put my blog posts out there for me, letting go of how they were going to impact people. Yeah, it is. And so more often than not, I got messages from people like, that is exactly what I needed to hear. Or that helped trigger me into resolving a problem. Or, you just don't know. You can only do what's right for you in your alignment with the divine. That's all you can do. And let the chips fall where they may is a handy saying, because you don't know if the chips that fall are exactly what somebody else needs to pick up. You just don't know. There's no way you can know. There's no way to know. My business, your business, God's business. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And who cares? I'd much rather think about the people who benefit from my writing than the people who have some kind of complaint about it. Yeah, very well could be. But I have to stay focused on what's right for me. So showing up on Periscope, if I get tangled up in what I think you want to hear or what I should be presenting to you, then I'm lost. I have to stay clear on what do I feel I want to offer to you today. What books do I feel drawn to read and talk about and share with you? If I deviate from that and start trying to predict what I think you're going to like, then I'm lost. I just get so lost. There's no way. Because I can't possibly know what 10 people plus web viewers want to hear or need to hear, even more critically. I don't know what you need. Yeah, definitely. They were speaking to themselves, yes. Yeah, it can get confusing if we get out of alignment with what we want and feel for ourselves. That's why stepping into line with your own, stepping into the flow, aligning with yourself and what you're interested in and what you would like to offer, what you feel good about, that is what increases these synchronistic events. Okay, we've all experienced that. We get in line or have a breakthrough and all of a sudden we hear about that subject everywhere. Or the right thing happens at just the right time and these incidents seem to increase. I don't think they actually do. I think they're happening a lot. And maybe they do, but our awareness of them increases mightily when we get in line with what we want to do and what's right for us in that moment. Yeah, my business, your business, God's business. All I can do is take care of my business. And if I find a book that I want to read, I'll show up and read it to you and we can discuss it. And if people like it, they'll stay. And if they don't, they'll click off, and that's okay. I can't even spend a second worrying about that, or I lose my connection to God. And that connection is critically important to me. It's the most important thing to me. And everything else comes from that. So I work on that connection to the divine first, and then everything else trickles down from that. That's trickle-down theory for you. But I have to align with myself first. So you have to take care of yourself first. Yes, amen, amen. Okay, so I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to refill my water glass and come back and talk to you about, and so it is. So be it, see to it. I'm going to come back and talk to you about these little plastic things. You're welcome. Hi, I see you come in. I missed it. Have a great day, and I'll be back in a few minutes to talk about essential oils if you're interested in that. We're going to talk about allergies, because allergy season is here. So I'll see you in a few, or I'll see you tomorrow, or whenever. Have a wonderful day. Much love to you, and take a few moments before you do anything else today and get centered in yourself. All right, love you guys. Bye.